All right, guys. As far as the game plan's going to be going on, we're actually going to be pretty strict on this. The reason why we're going to be strict is if you've had time to look at the game plan, there is a page on here. It is page, let's see, should be page 5. It talks about how, as you can see, we didn't make this up. I didn't make this up. Heather didn't make this up. This is the corporate game plan. And if you look down on it, it says that you need to set aside 30 minutes each day on this call to be focused, which means you need to give us your time for 30 minutes. No distractions, no kids running in the background. Making sure that every Sunday night or whatever day that we're doing it, when you get on, that you don't have any distractions, that you're investing some 30 minutes of your time into us so that we can pour into you. We're not asking a lot. We're not asking y'all to sit on Zoom for an hour or 2 hours, because we're all, there's a lot in here that are moms and we're busy. We don't have time to sit on Zoom for one to 2, 3 hours of just pouring things into you. We're just asking for 30 minutes. So if you know each week that you're going to have this Zoom, which is going to be weekly, so we can teach you guys this game plan, because we're learning it a week ahead of y'all. If you can just give us 30 minutes of your time, it says, make sure that you're not distracted. Make sure that you're not, of course, like out to eat. I know Tracy's out to eat right now. I know we have Kristen that's dealing with the baby and all that. Like, things do come up in our lives, but just know from here on out, we're not going to have any distractions, because of the fact that we need to give each other our time. And you'll see over the next couple of weeks that y'all are going to be interacting in these Zooms. And y'all are going to be talking. And when we have, things going on around us, we can't focus. And we can't give our undivided attention to each other to help each other and pour into each other. So just make sure that as the days start coming, that y'all plan ahead for 30 minutes of somebody watching the children, or 30 minutes of y'all having to hide into the bathroom for a second to just kind of get away, just so that we can all focus with each other and work. So just make sure you keep that in the back of your head, that every Sunday, unless something changes, we're going to meet for 30 minutes to pour into each other and actually talk. So y'all will be talking probably in the next Zoom. If you have your game plans out, y'all go ahead and show me. I want to see who has it sitting in front of them. All right. I know Rachel doesn't have hers yet, and I think Crystal Proctor's driving, so don't worry about that right now. I think everybody else has got theirs. So if you have yours, you're going to actually need to get this printed out, because there's 2 sheets I'm going to have you fill out every week and turn into me or Heather and on the team page. I want you guys to flip over to the first page. This talks about being intentional and being focused with your time, which is what we were talking about. I want to let you guys know this game plan is something that other companies, other multi-level marketing companies have used this strict plan to keep each other accountable, and that's why people are getting to the top fast. This little game plan is exactly how Courtney Levy went Presidential Diamond in 4 months and went Ambassador Diamond in 8 months. This is how Courtney Boyer has went Ambassador Diamond in 11 months. This is how Carrie has went to the top 50, I think, in a year. So Jade Hooper, same thing. This is exactly what she used with her team. So it looks simple, and you're like, how does she do this to make herself get to the top? But when you have a group of ladies and gentlemen in a group like this, and you pick your runners, we're all going to be running together, whether, Sarah don't make no money off of Michelle, and Kristen don't make no money off Rachel. But when we're all combining ourselves together, we're running together, that's when momentum starts, and that's when we start running. So you might see, you saw last month, we saw Heather's team blowing it out of the water, all these little customers. Well, other legs maybe wasn't signing a lot, but they kept seeing Heather's, because Heather's team was building momentum. But when we get into a group and we work together as a group, we're going to build that momentum, and we're going to rise to the top together. So everybody in this group right now is going to rise. But you have to stick to this, and you have to be intentional with your time and focus on us, so that we can focus on you and know that you are wanting this, because I'm going to be strict with it. When y'all are, I'm going to give you 2 chances. like corporate asks us to. So if y'all guys are not giving us your time, you're not showing up on the Zoom apps. Now, I know sometimes things happen, emergencies happen, but if you're not showing up, you're not sending us the papers, you're not being active in that group chat, you're out. And it's not anything being mean. It just means you're not ready yet. And we have to find that next runner that is ready so that we can give them time. So I really want this to be serious. And I want y'all to understand that this is a serious time, because I'm tired of just sitting and not promoting. And I know y'all are tired of it too. Every single one of y'all deserve a bigger paycheck, and y'all deserve to rise to the top, and y'all deserve to be able to change lives. So I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of it. And I see some of y'all nodding y'all's head. So this is really extremely important. So just know that y'all are in the right spot. We could have chose a lot of different other people. There was 70-something people that we chose, but we chose 20 of y'all. So just know that y'all are in the right spot, and we want to work with you guys. And if you're not ready, you need to let us know, because it took us a long time to figure out who we wanted in this chat. So just know that y'all are very special, and it means a lot for me right now that y'all are in it. So just let's go ahead and look at our game plan. That first step is basically what we're talking about. You need to make sure that you are investing your time wisely. You need to know that 1/3 of your time that you're working with is investing into yourself, which means this is your business at the end of the day. You need to be investing time in yourself. You need to be working your business on you and focusing on you and how you can be a great leader. So I want you guys to start picking up a book and doing some devotionals on yourself and self-development and things. Make sure that you're investing some time into you. Even if you don't like reading, there's audiobooks that you can use. You can't get anywhere without working on yourself. So just make sure that y'all are taking some time to read and pour into yourself, because at the end of the day, you need that. So make sure that you know that it doesn't matter. I know that sounds greedy, but at the end of the day, it's you, and you need to put some time into you. You come first. The 1/3 of the other part is your top 10. You need, at the end of this, I want you guys to make sure that y'all know who your top 10 is. If you don't have 10 people underneath you, which most people in this room, they don't have 10 people up underneath them. So if you've got one person, you need to invest your time into them. If you've got 3 people, you need to invest your time into them. I don't care if you sign them or they were placed up underneath you. You work with them. If you don't have anybody up underneath you, which there are some newbies in here that are just in the right spot and we want to work with you guys, we're going to teach you by the end of this chapter with us doing this game plan together, you will have your top 10. So don't think that just because you don't have anybody right now doesn't mean you're not going to get anywhere. You will. And then the last 1/3 is leading your team. If you do have people up underneath you, you need to learn to lead your team. So this Zoom is actually going to teach you guys how to lead a team. So whatever we're doing now, when you guys learn how important this Zoom is every week in this game plan, when you learn this game plan, you can take this game plan and put it into your newbies and teach them this game plan, and they are setting themselves up for a good foundation in their business. Honestly, guys, I wish this game plan was existing to me when I started. I know Heather probably thinks the same thing, because I think we would be at the top by now if we knew how important this game plan was. It looks simple, but at the end of the day, I think you guys are going to understand how important this is and actually applying it into your business. So if you guys will turn over to the second page, this is basically talking about investing your time. Are you investing it? Or are you spending your time? How are you doing it? As you can see, the little bulletin says, people always say time is money, but do you know how much your time is worth? What I want you guys to do is, if you have your game plan out in front of you, the first step is asking you, if we go to a 9-to-5 job, we have an hourly rate. Most people are paid hourly. There are some people that are salary-based, but I want you guys to take a pencil or pen out, and I want you to look at step 1. I want you to take your check that you made last month with It Works. And what you're going to do is, let's say you work 40 hours a week. You're going to times that by 4 weeks, which is 160 hours. So if you will take your check and divide, and is it divided by 160, Heather? Nod your head, yes. Okay. Divide it by 160, and that's going to tell you how much you guys made as an hourly rate. Scares you, don't it? Some people got paid like 10 cents an hour. Does that piss you off? Because it sure does piss me off when I was seeing my numbers. I was thinking, my God, I need to just go back to work if that's what I'm making hourly. So you guys can tell that y'all are worth more than 10 cents and $1. Y'all are worth more than that, and so is your team. So, guys, that just kind of puts it in perspective on how much work we have to do to get to the hourly rates that we want in the salary. I can see some smiles and upsetness right now. But so just know that is important, that y'all know what y'all are making now and what you guys can change. Now, there's a little action plan down at the bottom, and as you can see, I'm going to read it out because I know 2 people wasn't able to print theirs. It says, be intentional and focused with your time. This includes your personal activity to hit your goals and the time you invest with your team. The most valuable thing you can give someone is your time and advice. Be intentional with investing your time in team members who are building their business. Stop spending your time on team members who aren't. So just make sure that if you're focused on people that aren't running, that just don't give a crap, and I'm just being honest, if they honestly do not give a crap, stop working with them. They are dragging you down, and you're missing your runners. There has been many times in this business in the last 3 years where I had focused on just trying to help those people that you can tell really need it, but they're not doing anything, and you're basically just spinning your wheels with them, that you miss a runner and they give up because you're not being intentional with your time. So just make sure that if you do have people that are running, run with them. If you have people that are sitting on the fence and they're just kind of going, still work with those people. But if you got people that just don't give a crap and it's obvious, stop working with them. They're just going to drag you down. So the next thing is page 3. And this talks about 1/3 of your time is you. I want you to guys, it tells you where are you investing your time. I want you guys to write down the goal for the month. For me, I'm going to be honest. I put down that I wanted to be a solid diamond. I get paid every month as a diamond, but I want to have a bigger paycheck at diamond. So write down your goal, whether you want to hit executive, you want to hit ruby. Be realistic because it's the 5th of the month. I want you guys to put down that ranking. I want you to hold yourself accountable for it. It then tells you, what is your income? What do you want? I put down that I want another $1,000 raise on top of what I've been making. So if you guys will take your pencil out or pen, I want you guys to write that out for me. While you're doing that, I'm checking the chat. Okay, that's Kristen. Okay. Can everybody hear me? Because Kristen's saying she can't hear. Okay. All right. The next thing is, I see some people showing their pages. What I want you guys to do at the end is, actually, you guys put it in the group chat right now. I want to see what y'all's numbers are and y'all's ranks, and because I want each of y'all to hold each other accountable, because you guys are going to be working together quite closely for the next couple weeks as we do this. And then as you're typing that out, I'm going to keep going on. The next thing is, I want to know what your goals are for this week. So I want you guys to write that down. For me, for my past week, I said that I want to blitz because it talks about you're blitzing. Where do you want to blitz and who are you going to blitz? So I want you to have a game plan out. So let's say you know this week that you're going to the dentist, or you know that you're going to go shopping. Make sure that you write down intentionally, okay, I'm going shopping for groceries on Wednesday. I'm going to make sure that I blitz at Ingles while I'm out. So make sure that you post that, put that down in there so that you know that you're intentional with that. The next thing is it says wrap. Where and how many? So I want to make sure that we are wrapping people, because Pam Salder says if you're not wrapping people, your business is going to eventually slow down. So make sure that it always starts with blitz, wrap, and repeat. So make sure that you're blitzing people. Make sure you're setting up wrap appointments. Make sure that you're getting that wrap on people.
Katie?
Yes?
I don't know how to put anything in the writing on my phone.
Oh, no, you're fine. So if y'all are on phones, don't worry about it.
Okay. And it's raining cats and dogs here right now, so it's like really loud out here.
Okay, sorry. All right. The next thing is it talks about your DT sign-up. So this week, I want you guys to be intentional. If you need, let's say you're going Ruby. We got, what, 3 weeks left of the month? Make sure that you're being intentional with how many people you want to be signing this month. So I learned something from Cammie Dempsey that has stuck with me, and I had forgotten about it until probably 2 months ago. What she said is be intentional with when you sign your distributors. So what you do is you take your calendar and you circle the 10th, the 20th, and the 30th. And the reason is we need 3 distributors a month to complete our steps to success. 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors. So on the 10th, you have 10 days to get that first distributor. On the 20th, you have 10 more days to get distributors. From the 20th to the 30th, you have 10 more days. So that seems realistic. Working for 10 days, get a distributor. Working 10 days and get another distributor. So this is talking about your goals for the week. So I want you guys to put on there how many distributors you want to sign this week before we meet back on Zoom next week, because you're going to be held accountable. So if you want to sign 1 distributor, you want to sign 2, 3, 4, whatever you think you can make happen, make sure that you write that down, because this is going to hold you accountable for next week. So be realistic with it. Don't say, I'm going to sign 6 distributors this week if you don't think you can do it. So write down that, and of course I want you to write down how many little customers are you going to sign this week, and make sure that you're putting something aside of it. How are you going to do that? Are you going to follow up? Do you have prospects that you need to meet with? Set up one-on-one appointments? You know, guys, write that down on your piece of paper so that you guys can see what you're wanting to get done. And then the action plan for you guys that aren't looking at your game plan, the action plan on it says, remember, the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. Set your personal goals for the month and each week. Share your goals with your team and share when you have achieved them. Personal activity is goal here. So make sure, guys, when y'all are signing loyal customers and distributors, you guys are seeing a lot of that on KM Wraps and stuff. But I think we need to change it up. I think we really need to be talking a lot more on the Diamonds in the Making page, because I think a lot of people mute the Diamonds in the Making and KM Wraps. But I think our people that are up underneath us, they need to see us in a smaller group, and they need to see, hey, my leader, Sarah, is signing a lot of little customers this week. I need to step it up. I need to match her, because the speed of the leader is the speed of the game or the team. Let's say Crystal had some people up underneath her, and she was signing some loyals. More than likely, her team is going to want to match her speed. So make sure you guys, let's start working on doing that in Diamonds in the Making. If y'all will flip over to page 4, this is the 1/3 of your time, your top 10. So like I said, if you don't have 10 people on your team, that's okay. If you've got 1, put them down. If you have none, what I want you guys to do on that 4th page is over to the side of that, if you have it. If you don't have 10 people, I want you to write down the people that you think will do good on your team, that you may not have them on your team yet and you want them. Put them over to the side, because that's going to give you some prospects to work with this week. So I know that not everybody has 10 people. Not everybody even has, some people don't have, they have 0. So just put over to the side, not in the blanks, but over to the side, the people that you're going to follow up with and try to get them on your team. And as you're doing that, I'm going to read for the people that don't have the game plan, the action on this page is, a leader is always there for their team members. However, a strong leader is intentional on who they invest their time in. Now that you have developed your top 10 list, be intentional with your time and focus. The list isn't to exclude anyone on your team, but to allow you to be intentional, focused on your builders. So that was what I want you guys to understand, is if you do have a lot of people on your team, whether you have 4, 5, 6 people, and some of them aren't really running, you don't have to put them on here. But at the same time, just know that you're not excluding people. That's what I wanted to get across, because I know we had some people that felt like we couldn't talk about the game plan on Diamonds in the Making because not everybody's on there. I know Heather has some people that she didn't really feel needed to be on her top 10 because they're not really running. I have a lot that I couldn't put on there just because we need to be working with our builders. These are the people that are going to go to the top with us. And you're always going to have people that don't really want it. Doesn't mean that you don't work on them, but you need to really focus on your builders right now. Now, The fifth page is the 1/3 of your time, your top 10. How are you working with them? I'm going to read over this real quick because I know, like I said, some people don't have it. Your top 10 has been developed. Now it's time to commit and advance. Number 1, contact your top 10 and let them know you developed your offensive game plan for the month and select them. I'm committing and investing my time on you. Every one of you guys got that message from me or Heather because we do want to commit to you and we want to invest our time. The second thing is make sure that when you start with your top 10, I want you guys to set up weekly 30-minute pre-games with them every Sunday or Monday. You can choose a different dates, but just know that you guys are having to invest some time with us. So make sure that you know every Sunday, 8:30, you're going to be on this one. Now, step 3 is set expectations for the call. Make sure that each Zoom, the first one's going to be a little longer because you're having to go through the papers, but after that, it should be 30 minutes. That's every week, same time, every week, so your team knows they have to be on that call or they're out. We give you 2 chances. If you're not participating, you're out. I know some of us have technical difficulties, but just know that we are committing time on you, and we don't want to keep investing in people that do not want it. The bullet for B is must stay on time due to the next pregame. So especially like, let's say Sarah has her top 5 or whatever. She gets on ours, you know, she needs to make sure that she has enough time to get on hers. So that's why we need to make sure that we have the 30-minute set at 30 minutes and staying on time, not being late. The accountability. You will set aside 30 minutes each week for this call. This will be a focus call with no interruptions or distractions. Example, you will be at home in the office for the call, not in a car or at a child's practice. They will need to fill out and email this pregame sheet before each call. They will also need to make sure this is a focus call with no interruptions or distractions on their end. So if we guys, let's say we're like 3rd week in and you guys just constantly keep having distractions, like your kids are constantly coming into the room. I know it happens because my kids are probably going to do it too. But if you're constantly being unfocused, you act like you really don't care, we're just going to have to boot you out. So just make sure that y'all are taking time to invest in us because it's really important. And I know I keep saying that, but it's really important that you guys are doing this. Let's see. The next thing is go time. Laser focused 30-minute call to discuss your pregame sheet and set weekly offensive game plan. So next week, you guys will actually flip over to the next one and you will see there's a pregame sheet. This sheet is the thing that you will send us every single week. This talks about where your recap of the week. So you remember that sheet that I had you fill out earlier? I can't remember what page it was. Oh, page 3. That's going to base off what you just wrote on your weekly recap. So you're going to write down, you know, what you did, your sign-ups, all that. The second one talks about wrap parties. Did you have a wrap party this week? Because we should always be blitzing, wrapping, and repeating. So I want you guys to really focus on trying to get wrap parties, whether it's online, your live feed, or you're doing it in person. So just make sure you guys have that. Of course, it talks about your accomplishments and what you're grateful and proud of. Talk about what you didn't get done. Sometimes things happen and comes up, so we need to know what you didn't get done so that we can work on that next week. The next thing talks about your challenges. Where are you facing the challenges? Next thing is opportunities available to me this week. What that means is basically, did you have events that you went to? Did you do hustle hours? Did you get on the team Zoom? Did you get on some calls to invest in yourself? Did you do online parties? Things that are actually going to invest some time into you, but also what was helping you get prospects. The calls, like the self-development calls, are okay. I would include them, but what I want to see in this opportunity is events and online parties, personal parties, hustle hours, things that are actually investing to bring leads in. So that's what I want to see right there. What would you like to discuss on the next call? So make sure you put that, and then put your goals for the next following week so that you hold yourself accountable. This sheet, I want you guys every night before, so Saturday night, you guys take a picture of this and you're going to put it in the comment section of whatever I post. So if I post up on the games group, just make sure that you put it up underneath those comments. So just make sure that is filled out each week. The next page is number 7, and this talks about leading your team. You guys can read over this. It basically is talking about the same thing, you know, setting up your first a month for your Zoom for your top 10, sharing your personal goals. What something is very important that I don't know if you guys have noticed, me and Brittany, and I'm sure Heather's going to start doing it on Diamonds in the Making, is we're going to start telling you, hey, what did I do? What did you do to grow your business today? I'm sure you guys saw me. I said, this is what I did. And I wrote down all the stuff like signing a loyal customer. I went to a hustle hour. You know, we're going to show you guys what we're doing to grow our business. And I want you guys to comment underneath that. That way your team is going to see, hey, you know, Danielle's working her business. Michelle's working her business. That's a great idea. Let me do that tomorrow. She blitzed at this place. That's a great place to blitz. Maybe I should do that in my hometown. So we need to show them what we're doing, and not, because you don't want your team, at the end of the day, you do not want your team looking at you and saying, I don't ever see her sign any loyal customers, because I tell you what happens. Brittany never gets herself shouted out. She doesn't put on there, hey, I signed a loyal customer today. You never see me really saying, hey, Katie signed a loyal customer today. You never really see Heather do it unless I shout her out. So we need to show you guys, hey, we're not depending on y'all and not working. We want y'all to do the work, and we're just going to sit back and let y'all sign all the little customers, and we're just going to grab the commissions check off of it. We don't want you guys to feel like that, and we don't want our teams up underneath us thinking that. So we're going to be more intentional with telling people on our team pages, this is what we're doing. What are you doing to grow your business today? So that basically is what this is talking about, that we need to start doing on our team pages. The last pages are just notes. I always suggest that you guys take notes on the Zoom chats. So this is just kind of what that is. But basically, I want you guys to make sure that you'll have that that sheet filled out and turned into us on Saturday. I will make a post on it on the page. And then the thing that I want you guys to be working on the next couple of days is getting that message out to the people that you want to work with. I would probably wait till we do another week's worth before you guys actually start working with your team. But you guys start looking over that, because I'm finding that this is what was happening to me and Heather, is if Heather's on my top 10, me and her both are on Brittany's. What ends up happening is we got one for Brittany's Zoom chat, we got one for this, we got this Zoom chat, and then if Heather had hers, she would have 3 Zooms that she was doing a week. So that's why I suggest that we do this one for right now, and then you can start actually introducing this game plan to your team on who you want on it. But I would just wait until we actually start getting into this. So next week we'll get on here. You guys will be reading your goals over to me. What I want you to do tonight is, when you get done, I'm going to make a post on our page. I want you guys, the page 3 that talks about your ranks. You guys obviously don't need to tell me what your income is, but I do want to say, I want to see what you want your raise to be. So if you made, I don't know, $100, but you want 300 this month, I want to see that. You don't have to tell me, you know, what your average is or anything like that. So I want y'all guys to give me the answers or screenshot this to me underneath that post when I make it, because we're going to hold each other accountable so that we can actually compare what we're doing when we follow up next week. So if you didn't sign a little customer, what does that mean? You're going to have to hustle and bustle to get your next little customers to double your work. So I hope you guys can kind of see where this is going to really work. We have about 3 minutes for you guys to unmute yourself and ask any questions. If it cuts off, you come back to the same meeting if you have any more questions. So if it does cut off, just let you know. But you guys are welcome to unmute yourself now. I want to see if you guys have any questions. I'm going to try to unmute you guys. Does anybody have any questions? Hold on, Cynthia. I'm trying to unmute you. And then Chris. And I can't tell you.
Katie.
Yes.
There's only one thing that I could go, and that's like blitzing people. Like a just about everybody.
Can anybody hear her?
No.
It's cutting out on mine.
Okay. Try again, Cindy.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. So I just need help with blitzing as far as like how comfortable just talking to if you're not
I
a social
kinda-
person.
I think I kind of hear what you're saying. What y'all? If it cuts off, make sure y'all come back to this meeting. But what I usually do is I take my blitz card in wherever I go, and so I usually just blitz the people that are doing a service to me. Some people are a little bit different; they can go up to random people. I used to do the same thing. I think Michelle, she'll just go up to anybody. Yes, she does. For me, I actually go in. Let's say I'm going to the grocery store. I have to actually get my mind right, and I say, okay, this person might have been on their knees last night crying their eyes out because they can't afford the bills and they need an extra source of income. Or I say, there might be a mom that is so uncomfortable with her stomach and she is dreading going on vacation this summer. So I try to get that in my head before I walk up to them and say, okay, this is going to be my next structure. This is going to be my next little customer. It's what I say in my head. So when they are taking me out, I'll say, hey, I know this is really random, but do you mind if I give you a coupon? In the South, they don't care. They always say, yeah, sure, I'll take a coupon. People like to save money. So I hand them that coupon and I wait. I don't say anything else to them. Most people say, well, what is this? And I'll say, we have a product that looks like this and it does this. That's all I say. I keep it short and simple because they can read. If they are interested in me rapping, I always say, well, I can come back and rap you, or if you have a second, I can rap you real quick in your bathroom, anything like that. I don't spill over. Oh, we have a little custom program, and you can get this and this and this. I don't do anything. I just keep it real short and simple. And usually I'll say, do you have a Facebook? Why don't you give me your name? I'll look you up real quick, or you can put your name into my phone. I usually give Raps Away sometimes for free, so you can try it for free, or you can host a party and get it automatically. Keep it short and simple. Don't overthink it, because when you overthink it, you're just going to scare yourself out, and you won't do it. Go in.